which future collectors will not be able to do. And that means with your opportunity to join Sonia, Dorothy, Susan, Doreen, big collectors, Patricia, Faye, Hazel, you're in great company. I'm going to show you the people who are currently waiting for this. These are your competitors right now. Chris, it's your first purchase. I'm going to wish you the best of luck checking out. What I'm going to share with you is how to shop. You can shop by telephone, but we also have a web and an app way of doing it, which is how a lot of collectors do it quickly. I've got 8 chances right now. I do not expect that to last. Big crash coming up straight after we show you how to get involved digitally.
Download or update the Gemporia Jewellery Auctions app today on your smartphone or tablet. All 4 Gemporia apps have been combined into one incredible Gemporia experience. You can watch live auctions on Gemporia and Gem Collector, as well as browse recently played items and pre-orders. You can also now keep track of your personal collection within the app with the ability to see authenticity cards and record reviews about the Gemporia jewellery you own. Finally, check your ring size from within the app, so you're always sure which size to order for your next Gemporia purchase. All this and much more in the Gemporia Jewellery Auctions app, available on iPhone, iPad and Android devices.
Mel, straight down please. £299. We are pushing our star by under £100 on split pay. Now nothing has changed. You are still looking at all natural, all certified Moldavite. You are still looking at the most beautiful design with that spacing. I call it almost that Sputnik spacing of your accent zircon here. You are getting all that. Look at the gem, the roiling of this colour under £100 to get natural Moldavite is unheard of in today's market, and under £100 on split pay. And I know that, and I know this is the reassuring thing for me. I know that you know that. I mean, you've got here a beautiful, beautiful design. By the way, N to O has just sold out. I have got one R to S, sorry. So one J to K, one L to M, one R to S. But look, don't let the ring size, seriously. Now, Susan, someone said she's messaged through. She said, I have 3 pieces of Moldavite from when you first launched. They are very special and otherworldly in terms of their energy. Lots of people do talk about the energy of a Moldavite. And if that, and I know, if you know that world, you'll know that a lot. You'll already be very, very familiar with that. Look, there is a wait on our phone lines. We're taking it out of unchecked out baskets. Don't worry, Margaret. Don't worry, Madeline. Michelle, I know you're waiting on the phone line. We're going to take it out of an unchecked out basket for you as well. I've got multi-bidders getting involved on this extraordinary opportunity. Look, Mel, I think we're going to leave those there. Hold the phone lines. Best luck, Mel. I want to show our pendant. We did open this for pre-order. I just want to show you 30 seconds with no rushing, because have a look at this. An east to west setting. I love it. We very rarely get to see one, but it's because this gem is so big. It's because it's such a giant that we can do an east to west setting. You wouldn't normally do them because when you set them downwards, that you get more presence. But because the jewel is so big, a beautiful, beautiful piece. Just appreciate. Look at those colours. Okay, your time to appreciate is over. I need to let you know the bad news. I have nowhere near enough to go around. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be smiling. I have nowhere near enough of those to go around. At least I can see, you know this. Judy's there. Judith. I've got Judith in Yorkshire. I've got a Judy in Nottinghamshire. I've got an anonymous investor in London who's already got a hold of these. I don't know why. I don't know why our buyers did this. Maybe I just didn't have enough gemstones. That's probably the most likely outcome. They commissioned a lot less pendants than rings. So I say with all sincerity, although I'm encouraging you to sell right now and I'm saying get this in your basket and check out right now, you probably won't get it. Okay, you probably won't get it. But if you try, I mean, what's the phrase of the SAS? Who dares wins? Dare. Dare to dream that at a time when no one else can get a natural Moldavite, you can not just get natural, you can get one of the finest grades. You can get some of the most pristine cutting. You can get one of the finest Moldavites in the world today if you dare to dream right now. Mel, I want to provide some reassurance. First crash, please. £625. Mel's going to... I'm just going to give everyone a warning now. Mel's going to really fall out at me this auction. You will, Mel. Mel. Next crash, please. £299. No, there are only two pendants this show. The other one, I believe, maybe we have one chance. Maybe we've sold out. I'm not sure right now. I can get you a status update. Mel's gone. Mel's gone, right, we're done here, right? Now we're matching the price, Jake. There's only two. We've had two pendants. We've got one left of the other one. This is the price, Jake, yeah? Mel, I am not stopping here. I am not done here. When I get a great deal, you get a great deal. When I get something exceptional, you get something exceptional. I told you this was going to be special. I am not stopping here. But before I go on price, I just want us to reflect, because it's so easy. When this number's great, it's so easy to forget that this is great. Please have a look. Solid gold, beautiful big gem, a 2.48 carat, 10 by 8 millimeter jewel. They don't even mine this gemstone anymore. It is done. It has been on a cosmic journey, hundreds of millions of years long. Think of the probability that this can land in your collection. The odds are, we talk about rare gemstones, we talk about Padpadacia sapphires, I talk about pigeon blood red rubies, we talk about rare. There is rare, and then there is something that is cosmically impossible, surely. And I am not finished here. Mel, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to brace yourself on the call board. 30 seconds right now. 30 seconds. Everyone, put yourself in the position. Are you going to dare? Are you going to dare to get yourself in a position where you can win, you can succeed? Look at the qualities. How many years is it going to be till we have another chance? I don't know, is the honest answer to that question. But I know it won't be this chance. Mel, £249 straight down, please. There it is. And she's going crazy in my... Why why it's the only other pendant of the show. It's the antique cushion. It's stunning. There is absolutely no way to justify this price on screen except to say it's because it's what we do. Now, I know some of you are multi-buying this. Brian, are you going to convert these over to earrings? They will look stunning as earrings. Drops or earrings, because we have no earrings. By the way, that's sold out. Well done to Cumbria, who took 2, and I imagine you might be making those into earrings. Huge congratulations. I have a problem. I need to let you know this. I've got a real problem. This show was supposed to be 2 hours long. I've got 3 pieces left. I've got 3 pieces left. Let me show with you our final round brilliant. Those of you who missed out earlier, beautiful, beautiful specimen here. And they are specimens. They are literally in museums. They are literally in collections. And once they go in collections, they never come out. It's a one-way journey. Quite like the gems journey through our universe. Tell you what, Luke, we'll get a 30-second clock on, please. Just to admire it, because it's so easy when it's frantic to forget what we're acquiring. Have this piece of calm in the void. Look at the roiling patterning, the way that the fire, the dispersion breaks through that roiling, through those upper atmospheric gases, suspended and trapped in this gemstone. Unfortunately, your time to appreciate has come to an end. Your time to act is, well, it's right now. It is right now. I just want to share with you. Have a look at the profile on this. This is going to be popular. Look at how proud. Look at the Kool-Aid popping through the bottom there. Well done, Judy. Well done, Susan. You're acting straight away. JTK has sold out, of course. Lovely profile. And I love, can you see how on the gold work, even on the, this is the difference between jewellery and fine jewellery, right? So jewellery looks there. Fine jewellery. Look at, can you see the gold work on the collet? Where it looks like you've got diamonds accenting. And then there's your shoulders as well. And just stunning, stunning gem. This is proving very, very popular. It doesn't surprise me at all. Look, TTU is already sold out as well. Mel, first crash on this one, £1,000, please. I think this is going to be, you know, we're trying to make these auctions go longer. We're supposed to be on this for another 55 minutes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen today. How many years will it be until you next have an opportunity to acquire Moldavite? Well, the honest answer to that is I can't tell you. I don't know. I wouldn't want to commit. Because the shows, if you've noticed, we used to have lots of shows. Well, Mel, 2012, 2013, 2014, probably have a collection every few months. Then it became every 6. Then it became every year. How many years is it now? And that's just the simple geology. Unlike any other gemstone that is produced by the crystallization processes here on our planet, be it on the crust for 99.9% of gems, be it in our mantle for peridot and diamonds, they all form because of geological processes on our planet. Moldavite doesn't. It is the climax of a cosmic journey hundreds of millions of years in the making. And it is the unique interaction of that journey with our planet, which means it'll never happen again. And that 50 centimeter deep seam in the Moldau River Valley that has been known about for centuries, that has been worked and mined for decades, well, those 50 centimeters has given us everything we're going to get. Mel, my next crash, please. £399. Mel is very Mel is very determined with me this show. Every single go, Jake. That's got to be the price though. Now, you've done your deals for today. You've done them. You've done great work today. But this is the deal, Mel. No. This is the deal moving forward. Next time, and I keep saying it because I read the messages. I love your messages coming through on the show, and I've read them where before you said, "Hang on a second, Jake." Previously, this was less. All I can do is be very honest with you and very transparent. It will be less with me when I launch because I've got the biggest quantity. And I want to encourage you to take an introductory deal. So I will go up next time. And it will be at £399 when I'm selling the last one or two of these. But Mel, for tonight only. By the way, one N2O has just been swapped for an R2S. I've got one R2S. I don't know how long it's going to last. Probably won't even last to the end of this auction. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to get involved. And we will have our crash straight after this.
You may be wondering how the auctions work at Gemporia. Well, here's a quick overview of how to play. During our reverse auctions, we'll keep dropping the price on screen, and as viewers call in or bid online, that limited quantity available decreases too. No matter when you enter the auction, everyone pays the final low price, and you'll only pay one delivery charge on all items you buy in the same day. We always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk when buying for the first time or any time. So call or bid online today and expand your jewellery collection with genuine precious gemstones.
Straight down, Mel, please. £299. Good luck getting involved. Now, I am so sorry if I've made you jump, but I am not sorry about this. I'm going to say right now, jump, jump, jump. Jump on the phone lines, jump on the web, jump on the app, whatever your preferred way to shop is. Do it now, because seriously, in today's Moldavite market, and we've heard from so many collectors of Moldavite today, so many of them saying, hang on a second, I got my first Moldavite piece in 2016. I own 13 altogether now. I now own 14 as I have just got this absolute stunner. And can I just share with you something, because it's so important for you to understand this. When you're watching Gemporia, this is live, okay? So what I want you to understand is we just had that message from Teen. Let me show you that message one more time from Teen. And she said, look, she's now got 14. She's building a collection of this material. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you not only is this a live message, but I'm going to show you where Teen sits in our collectors. Susan was our first collector in this. Thank you for your trust, Susan. You got straight involved. Judy is here. Irina said, look, you can join this list of collectors. Irina bought 2. There is Teen from North Yorkshire. We'll show you that message one more time. Here is Teen acquiring her 14th piece of North Yorkshire. I've got 14th piece of Moldavite, rather. I've got Carol, I've got Jean, I've got Susan, I've got Anna, I've got Douglas. I'll tell you what, Mel, just for Teen, although I can't actually do this, so it's actually for everyone. I'm not done here. I'm not going to finish here. Teen, you've been a wonderful supporter of us. You've been a wonderful supporter of this gemstone. Mel, just remind me how much this costs us to source. Okay, let me show you the piece one more time. Mel. Straight down, please. I really should have asked you how much it costs us to source before I decided to do this. Straight down, please. £279. There, in hindsight, it's probably the wrong decision from me. We probably should have stayed at £299, but look, it's our introductory deal. I've only ever got to offer it this once. I've only got to honour it this once. And for a large, beautiful round cut, this is your chance to do this. Although I've reduced the price, I'm taking nothing away from this gem, am I? I mean, have a look. Look at that beautiful colour, the way the light is roiling through the surface of this, reacting, interacting, and dancing around those beautiful cosmic, the upper atmosphere pieces. Absolutely stunning on this one. I love it. Absolutely love this. Teen has to thank. Teen, you're most welcome. Huge congratulations, my lovely. Look, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'll tell you what, Luke. Can I put a 60-second clock on, because I can't take a penny off it. I mean, really, I've gone a bit too low anyway. But Luke, I'm going to 60 seconds, and I don't know if it's going to be the stock. I don't know if it's going to be the clock. That's absolutely fine. I've got just 2 more Moldavite jewels to show you, and both of them are unlike anything else you've seen in the show. But look, this is it. 50 seconds to take advantage of this deal. Beautiful. And it's the final round, by the way. I've got nothing else like a round in this show. Well done. Well done, Catherine, who's just acquired hers. Madeline's there as well. I can see you there, Douglas. You've got your one. Huge well done. I'm going a bit quiet because I can see an extraordinary number of collectors with it in their basket, and you're not checking out. And that's absolutely fine. I don't mind that. Because collector, I've just had anonymous collector. We're just going to take it out of unchecked out baskets to fulfill the last few orders there. Huge well done, those of you who have been successful. Okay, I've got 2 more opportunities. Before I show you this next one, I've got to confess I'm worried. Before I show you this next one, I just want a bit of time myself. The cut is so unique. In fact, I'm struggling to remember the last time I saw this gem in a cut. Or in this cut, rather. And what this cut does is it drags the light in a very different way. And it actually almost ends up giving you a lighter hue as a result. This is less Moldavite and more kryptonite. Take a look at your only pair cut of the show. Look at the way the light moves in this gem. Look at the way the light moves around. I've gone quiet. I just want you to appreciate how different this is to anything else we've brought you all show. I'm going to pop a 30-second clock on screen because I'm just loving this one. Had a quick question come through actually while we appreciate this, because it is supposed to be an educational show. Rachel messaging, what is the hardness of Moldavite, please? Rachel, it's about a 6.5 on the Mohs scale. It's about a 6.5 on the Mohs scale. So no problem wearing it. Absolutely no problem wearing it. I wouldn't recommend everyday wear. But certainly no problem wearing it at all. It's not something you have to really be worried about, like, for instance, a fluorite or a calcite, something like that. Our time for our only pair of the show is over. And I love it. In terms of gem, we're going right back up in size. But look at the quality of those inclusions. Remember, the highest grade of Moldavite is the one with the bubbles clearly visible, because they are the mark of quality in this gem. Not only are they the mark of quality, when light refracts through those bubbles, you get this almost star-like phenomena. The other type of inclusion you can get in this gemstone is when the upper atmosphere is trapped rather than in bubbles, but in long streaks. Imagine this molten cocktail of our own Earth and the meteorite itself, the material that was forced away and melted by the impact. You get the bubbles where it's almost reached the apex of its journey, but then you get these streaks of air. They look like brush strokes. They look like oily brush strokes in the gem. And that's where that material was crystallizing as it flew through the atmosphere. It gives you almost this warp drive effect. I love this. I absolutely love this. And I love that we have cut the gem along the axis of those inclusions. Mel, first crash please. £1,000. Now, I'm not stopping here, but it is incumbent on me again to say, this is great value. It's the only pair of the show, and I'm going to say right now, you've got over 2.5 grams of gold here. Those of you who say, we want heavier gold weights, we're here. 2.5 grams of gold. I mean, this is, when you're at a record high pricing for gold right now, $3,400 a gram. You've got over £600 of gold at the retail value in the UK high street today. Add on to that an exceedingly rare Moldavite. Top gem quality. Giving you both noticeable bubbles and those beautiful roiling effect of the atmosphere stretched out as it was crystallized in this gem. Mel, next crash please, £399. You know what she said. That's your price, though. That's going to be your deal, Jake. No, it's not. It's not, but it's the only pair of the show. You and I know that the pair should be a premium. What you sacrifice could easily be an oval shape. But what you sacrifice in carat weight, pulling it to a point here, to my mind, you gain in sophistication. Mel? I'm going to show you how the 30-day money-back guarantee works. I want everyone to shop with confidence here tonight. Because you're not making a decision today. Although you are making a decision today, you're not making the decision. And it's really important to remember that. You're not making the decision. The only thing you're making is a decision to have the choice. You're putting yourself in control by checking out today. Because here is how our 30-day money-back guarantee works.
You may be wondering how the auctions work at Gemporia. Well, here's a quick overview of how to play. During our reverse auctions, we'll keep dropping the price on screen, and as viewers call in or bid online, that limited quantity available decreases too. No matter when you enter the auction, everyone pays the final low price, and you'll only pay one delivery charge on all items you buy in the same day. We always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk when buying for the first time or anytime. So call or bid online today and expand your jewellery collection with genuine precious gemstones.
£269. We're going straight down. We're making the pear cut, the premium pear cut, the most affordable ring of the show. I mean, you could not write this. That's how you know you're watching live television. Because you could not write that the pear is the most premium cut of the show. When was the last time? Forget seeing a Moldavite. When was the last time you saw a pear cut Moldavite that brings all its sophistication to the fore? You keep all of the quality, you keep your gas inclusions inside, you keep your deep bottle green colours in there. Wonderful, wonderful quality gemstone here. You're keeping a nice high carat weight, over 2 carats. You've got a 12mm jewel here, but you are getting it in the rare pear cut. We just don't see Moldavite regularly cut into pairs. And yet right now, there is an opportunity for you. Pamela has just gone and got hers. Well done, Pamela. Those of you who if you've got it in your basket, I'm wishing you the best of luck. I've loved all your Moldavite designs, but I have to confess, this one is absolutely my favourite. And do you know what? That's from Susan in Bristol. Can I show you something? Because again, I'm going to keep saying it. This many collectors cannot be wrong. We just saw Susan's message there a moment ago. Can we see Susan one more time? We saw Susan's message, and Susan said, this is my absolute favourite. Well, let me show you. If you want to join Susan, if you're joining Susan, saying it's your favourite, join her here. Susan's gone and multi-bought on this one. I've got Judy, I've got Catherine. Sorry, that wasn't a glitch, by the way. That was a collector buying theirs right now. That's why the list moved. I've got London getting involved. I've got Susan in Northamptonshire. I've got Irina's joining. This many people can't be wrong. Sheila's there. Hazel's there. Douglas is there. I've got Pamela. I've got Heather. I've got Brenda. Can I show you for the last 3 chances how many people I've got? Let's come down here. Rachel, it's in your basket. You're going to have to check out. Chris, it's in yours. Alicante, I've got 5. Jade in Bristol said, she said, it's so pretty. You've got to be quick, Jade. You can do it, but you've got to be quick. I've got Victoria, I've got Bedfordshire, I've got Austria. Look, it's an international thing. It's moving all around because people are trying to get hold of it very quickly. I've got Camellia, I've got Teen, I've got Marjorie. I'm going to wish you the best of luck acquiring the only pair of the show. Can I get a 60-second clock on this next one? This is my final piece of our show. Final Moldavite of the show. And it's a trillion. And look at the grade. Look at this grade. Look at the density of your atmospheric bubbles trapped in this gem, crystallized. Look at the saturation of color. Isn't this beautiful? Set into gorgeous. White metal lovers. Are you a platinum girl? Are you a white gold woman? My wife is. My wife is. That's why almost the vast majority, occasionally yellow gold, occasionally rose gold, but the vast majority of her collection is set into either platinum, white gold, you've been waiting for it all show. I hear your comments. Where's the white metal? Where's the white metal? Here it is. Luke, can I get a 60-second clock, please? Look at the quality. Saturation. The depth of those inclusions. I mean, there's so much atmosphere here. I wonder if you went scuba diving, would this be bubbling? It's extraordinary. Beautiful, beautiful jewel. Final Moldavite of our show. Final Moldavite of the show. Luke, can you pause the clock for me? 30 seconds to appreciate this one. I've got a surprise. Mel, we had some questions earlier this show. think they came at the beginning of the show, because by the end of it, you'd come to the realization that the rest of the jewelry world has come to. This gem is exceedingly rare, it's exceedingly expensive, and it deserves nothing less. I mean, 9 karat gold is probably not fine enough. There'll be people who will argue it should be 14, if not 18. But those of you who remember our collections from many years ago, remember we used to set this into sterling silver. And I remember you asking those questions. Have a look at this. Jake, are there any pieces in silver? That's from Chris in the West Midlands. We had a few questions about previous collections in silver. Luke, let's start our 30 seconds off. I've just checked the date on my Moldavite silver ring. It was 2012, 13 years ago. Can it be possible 13 years on, bought 5 Moldavite pieces back in 2020-21, including a 4-carat pendant and a 15-carat tennis bracelet, all in silver from Antonio in Lancashire. Can it be possible for the only trillionth of the show, one of the highest grades of the show? There's Teen. Yes, I have 4 pieces in silver. Mel, it's time to answer Chris's question. We have 1 piece in silver. Nobody could understand why I did this. Nobody. Our design team didn't understand it. Our buying team didn't understand it. Heck, our internal, our sales team, our finance team, no one got it. No one understood it. They said, Jake, you're the one who tells us this gem is nearly 10 times more what it was when you first started. I said, I know. But my promise has always been to try and make this gem an affordable reality. I will do the best I can for you. I'm going to wish you the best of the only... I can promise you this. It's from the same parcel. It's the very... I mean, look at the grade. It's the very same grade as anything we've brought you all show. Team's done the right thing. One of the earliest collectors who got involved said, look, now I've got 5 in silver. Mel, straight away, Mel, I want to reassure everyone. £240 straight away. Mel, 1 crash, straight down. I'm not even stopping at £100 here today, Mel. Straight down, please. When I say under 100, I don't mean 99.99. No. In fact, because of your trust, I'm not even stopping at 89. Mel, 79.99, straight down there for you. Those of you who do, huge congratulations. Those of you who miss out, I am so sorry. Chris, you are most welcome. I can see you there, Chris. You're nestled between Teen, actually. You were just in ahead of Teen and just after an investor in London. Jake, I remember many years ago hearing about this beautiful stone. I cannot imagine I'll be purchasing 2 items. I'm very excited to receive it. That is from Lorraine in East Sussex. Huge congratulations, Mel. Mel, it's a sellout that has sold out. And he said, Sharon said, thank you. I've got my replacement for my lost ring. What a show. What a show. And of course, it's not stopping right now. But I do want to say, look, if you're dialing right now, you're not dialing for the ring. Talk to Contact Centre. The ring has sold out. It has sold out. I will gladly buy that back off you for $79.99. That was a steal. Now, I'm coming up in exactly 28 minutes' time. I have got for you a brand new hue in the natural diamond world. Look, before we even show it, before we even show this to you, I've brought you champagne diamonds for years, and I love them, and I hope I can continue to. And one of the key constituents to a champagne diamond is I want you to imagine in this bright sun, sitting there with a flute of champagne, and the way the light hits the bubbles, and you get a lighter colour that refracts out. You get those goldens that refract back to you through those bubbles. Very similar in the diamond world. Champagne diamond, you are confronted by it, and you get these beautiful golden, what we call the key colour, the secondary colour that comes out. The first being what we call the body colour. When this parcel of diamonds crossed my desk, I recognised them as champagne diamond, but they were different. I'm looking at them going, something's different about these. And it took me ages. I was there studying under a loupe. And that's when it hit me. The body colour is champagne. But the key colour is the most extraordinary pink. Rosé hue. Marking these as I think the first time in my 16 years being your gem investor I've ever bought rosé champagne diamonds to you. Take a look. They are live right now on pre-order. You have already started buying these. I will tell you far more about this parcel in 27 minutes time. But coming up straight after this, you know I'm loving this gem at the moment. I think it's because I now know that the mine is closed. I'm going to be talking about Eddie Levian, of course. We are going to bring you, can I give a quick preview? Look at the saturation on this gem. It's one of, if not the biggest tanzanite in our vault, but it is blue, blue, blue. This is as true blue as a tanzanite gets. I absolutely love this. This is going to be coming up straight after this. I'll see you in a moment's time.
Introducing Out of This World, a spectacular event celebrating gemstones with cosmic beauty, ancient origins, and celestial inspiration. Discovered the Wobito Snowflake Cut, shimmering like a frozen comet. The story of Moldavite, formed 15 million years ago from a meteorite strike, fusing with Earth's surface to form a molten gem, which fell to Earth as this rare green treasure. And feel the allure of peridot, found on Mars, deep space meteorites, and deep within the Earth's crust itself. Unearth faceted amalite, born in a different age. And join us for the ethereal galactic glow of Ethiopian opal with the Starburst Suite. And don't miss the launch of volcanic agate, a bold new gem echoing the beginnings of our primitive Earth. All this and much more as we voyage through time, space, and imagination. Join us for Out of This World. This week, only at Gemporia.
You may be wondering how the auctions work at Gemporia. Well, here's a quick overview of how to play. During our reverse auctions, we'll keep dropping the price on screen, and as viewers call in or bid online, that limited quantity available decreases too. No matter when you enter the auction, everyone pays the final low price, and you'll only pay one delivery charge on all items you buy in the same day. We always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk when buying for the first time or any time. So call or bid online today and expand your jewellery collection with genuine precious gemstones.
So I've brought some tanzanite with me.
Okay, so yeah, that nice piece of tanzanite we have there.
Tanzanite was discovered by Manuel de Souza in Arusha in Tanzania. Manuel was an Indian tailor who had a passion for exploring and prospecting in Africa. Affectionately known as Mad Manuel, he mended clothes to pay his way across Africa, usually on foot and unarmed, seeking gold and diamonds in the remotest of places. In July 1967, fortune smiled on him as he stumbled across a brilliant blue gemstone glinting in the Tanzanian sunshine.
In 1967, a tailor and part-time prospector named Manuel de Souza discovered a new unique variety of zoisite at the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. But unlike any zoisite ever seen, this deposit had rare trichroic qualities, allowing it to display vivid blues, violets and reds on different crystallographic directions of the stone. The little-known gemstone shot to stardom and became known for its beautiful colour and crystal clarity, and was given the name Tanzanite by Tiffany & Co. after its country of origin, Tanzania. For over 50 years, this exquisite gem has remained a one-location gemstone, making it 1,000 times rarer than a diamond and a firm favourite of collectors and jewellery lovers worldwide. Join us as we delve into the incredible journey of Tanzanite.
Welcome back to Gemporia. My name's Jake Thompson. I've been your gem investor for 16 years, travelling around the world to try and cut out the middlemen and bring you great savings on your jewellery. One of the gemstones that I have been buying for you for many of my 16 years as your gem investor, in fact, probably for all of them, is Tanzanite. And what a turbulent history this gemstone has had. From its discovery, Tiffany & Co. signing exclusivity with the mining conglomerate. And yet, throughout the whole time, one thing has remained absolutely constant. I could try and put it in my own words, but I think I'll put it in Tiffany's. It's the most beautiful blue gemstone discovered in over 2,000 years. This has got to be one of the most top saturated, vivid blues. I mean, look at the color saturation is off the scale. And I say off the scale because, I mean, I've seen darker Tanzanite for sure. One Tanzanite's been cut with lots of extinction. Tanzanite where the purple is overpowering. But look at the saturation of the blue. Is this not one of the most blue? It sounds a bit silly because you go, Jake, Tanzanite's a blue gemstone. But is this not one of the most blue Tanzanites I have shared with you in my 16 years as your gem hunter? It's got to be. This is special. This saturation does not happen often. I tell you what, Mel, we're going to have just 60 seconds on the clock, please. 60 seconds for us to appreciate. Because I know when we open phone lines on the most popular gemstone we have here at the channel, when we open phone lines on the gem where you are building collections, we heard people saying, look, I've got 3 moldavites, I've got 4 moldavites, 5 moldavites, 7 moldavites. I asked that question about Tanzanite. I want you to tell me, what is it? Is it 17? Is it 20? Is it 30? I know a collector, and I actually adore her. She's a good friend of mine. And she has got over 600 carats of this gem material because we are looking at a gemstone 1,000 times rarer than a diamond. People build portfolios of this material. But look at this color. I mean, you could have 600 carats, but not one of them could look as blue as this. This is so extraordinary to get your hands on. If you've been watching this channel, if you've just started watching this channel, you're going to stop and go, hang on a second. That's far more beautiful than any sapphire I've ever seen. Why do we even talk about sapphire when a Tanzanite looks like this? If you've been watching this channel for 20 years, you'll say, hang on a second. I've never seen Tanzanite that looks this good. We are talking one of the finest Tanzanite gemstones I have bought in recent years. As the mine finally comes to the point of depletion, and I will explain why I'm saying that, as the mine finally comes to the point where we cannot get hold of any more Tanzanite from it, I bring you the best until last, some of the finest. Now look, I'm going to say right now, I can't stand the fact we put AAA on this. Now you might go, hang on a second, Jake. AAA is the best grade. God, it's too dark for me. I want AAA. No, you misunderstand me. I know Gemporia invented the grading system along with the Birmingham Assay Office. Do you know you can still today pay the UK government and they will grade your tanzanite according to this? You can still do it today. Do you know what? Save your money. Save your money. I love my friends at the Assay Office, but save your money. Because look at this tanzanite. Would you describe that blue as pale? Right, then it's not an A grade. Would you describe this blue as moderate? No, then it's not a double A grade. Would you describe this colour as intense? Because if you would, it's a AAA tanzanite. Would you describe this blue as vivid? Because if you have, you've got a quad A tanzanite. But do you know what the whole thing for me is? In fact, Susan just messaged in. Susan said, I'm looking to have tanzanite from rough, golden, bicolor to intense blue. Thanks, Gemporia. That's from Sue, who Naughty Sue sometimes calls herself. I don't think she's naughty. I think she's building a wonderful, wonderful collection. Look at the pinks coming through off the bottom of here. But here's the thing. What I can't stand about tanzanite is where the moment you start, the moment people start grading it, the moment people grade it, you stop looking at the blue. You forget to look at the gem. You're not buying an alphabet. You're not buying a Scrabble board. So stop worrying how many A's you've got. Buy the gem. Shop the stone. And I'm going to tell you now, and I had a show the other week. Where we talked about this in great detail, 2 hours long. I loved it. Loved your participation in the show, if you were there with me. Collective did make a really good point. They said, hang on a second, Jake. The one thing I will say in defense of the grading is that our TV is all different. We haven't got the advantage you've got, Jake, of being able to look at that stone and grade it. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, in my 16 years of bringing you tanzanite, I could use the grading system. I'm going to tell you, this is Ballywell, one of the best blue tanzanites. It is cut exactly on the C-axis, and I'm happy to explain what that means in a moment's time. It's one of the Bally best tanzanites I've ever brought you. The saturation of blue's off the scale. So let me tell you something. Tanzanite crystals form in elongated shapes. Okay, they form elongated. So imagine a tanzanite crystal laid down. It's a little bit like that, like the TV screen. Most people will cut an oval shape that way, right? Because I get a better yield. I get more carat weight. If I cut it across, I get a better yield. But when I cut it along the length, I get more purple. That's just the trade-off, okay? So that's why you get lots of purple in tanzanite. It's not what you want. You want blue. How do you get it this blue? How do you get the saturation this good? Well, I have to take that tanzanite crystal that's pointing that way. I can't even cut like that. Doesn't work. Instead, I have to point the crystal to you. I have to cut my oval along the lowest yield I can get. For this gem, I'm making that sacrifice because look at the result. Look how pure blue this is. It's stunning. I would happily take this into a Tiffany & Co store. Mel, first crash, please. £2,200. Now, I will say this right now. I'm going to say this right now. I think that's fair. And I think you know it's fair as well. Great gold weight, over 2 grams. AAA, Quad A, Chick-fil-A. Doesn't matter. Look at the blue. This saturation is off the scale. I would absolutely sit this in a Tiffany & Co jewellery store. And do you know what the benefit of the Tiffany & Co jewellery store will be? Can I tell you, there's 2 benefits. First of all, to you as the collector, you get a nice blue box. Okay? Get a nice blue box. I love Tiffany & Co, by the way. They've got really nice blue boxes. The tanzanite won't change. It's the same grade. Do you know what will change? The lighting. Oh my goodness me, they're going to put that tanzanite in there and it is going to sing because it is properly lit up. I almost feel like I'm doing a disservice to this tanzanite bringing it you. Because, I mean, think about Charlie Barron, our friend Charlie, who used to sell to Bond Street. Gosh, he used to think we were presenting at Blackpool Illuminations. He was looking for the Snoopy light. Have a look at this. Despite all the odds stacked against it, look at how beautiful this blue is. Mel, next crash, please. I'm taking us straight into £1,000, £999. This is it. Susan says, I love the way the violet and the purple hues peek through the blue in tanzanite. And that's the whole point, Susan. You've hit the nail on the head. The whole point of a tanzanite isn't that you get overwhelming purple. You want a blue. The best gem are those that have got a strong blue with those purples peeking through it, penetrating through the blue. If you cut this for weight, I'll get you a purple tanzanite, no problem at all. But it won't be optimum. It'll be cut for weight because your blue takes a secondary step. I want peak blue, then I want those purples breaking through. Now we have got an absolute treat for you tonight. I'm going to show you how to get involved on the finest tanzanite I've got in the vault right now. This is, make no mistake about it, the finest tanzanite I have in the vault right now. Mel, I've got a huge crash to come. I'm going to give you this warning as well. Actually, I think it's massive crash to come. We're going 1 crash. This is your moment to acquire one of the finest tanzanites in my vault. And it's coming up straight after this.
You may be wondering how the auctions work at Gemporia. Well, here's a quick overview of how to play. During our reverse auctions, we'll keep dropping the price on screen, and as viewers call in or bid online, that limited quantity available decreases too. No matter when you enter the auction, everyone pays the final low price, and you'll only pay 1 delivery charge on all items you buy in the same day. We always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk when buying for the first time or any time. So call or bid online today and expand your jewellery collection with genuine precious gemstones.
£499 straight down, please, Mel. We are cutting in half the price for your tanzanite tonight. This is an absolute deal for you. I'm not saying we're giving this away because legally I'm not allowed to, but what I will say right now is you are partaking in the biggest jewellery heist at £499. You're partaking in the biggest jewellery heist since the Hatton Garden raid. I mean, we know, look at your screen. Is this really a £499 tanzanite? No chance. This should be well over. Those of you in the know for tanzanite know this should be well over £2,000 as a piece of jewellery. I mean, you've got a stunning tanzanite here. I mean, top gem, blue, blue, blue. This is exactly what we're looking for from tanzanite. And we know that the mine has now closed. Eddie Levian, the king of tanzanite in the 1990s, declared openly to all his audiences, he declared openly, tanzanite mine has depleted. It is finished. Which means it's huge news. It's huge news. It means that when most of the jewellery world have heard that, they've gone, right, we're hoarding. We're hoarding. We're keeping our tanzanite back. We've got to make it last as long as we possibly can. We're charging a premium for our tanzanite. We've gone the other way. I've said, look, okay, we always said this day would come. What we're doing then is we're emptying our tanzanite. We're opening the vault for it. We haven't got to worry about what it costs us to buy the next collection of tanzanite. I'm not worried about the next. I don't mind telling you if there's not going to be a next collection of tanzanite. But what I will tell you is that £499, you're less than £170 on split pay for this true blue. You and I know this should never be at £499. It is an absolute steal and a huge congratulations. Judy's done it, Margaret's done it, Susan's done it. I can see Annette's done it, Patricia's gone and done it, huge well done. Louise has done this as well. If you want to join this, Cynthia's just done it. You want to join this illustrious list of collectors. I've got a huge number of you in your basket, and I've got no problem with that. Look, I will gladly at £499. I'm not even sure I want you to buy it at £499. I mean, the deal is so good right now. Think about other shopping channels. Think about other jewellers. Who else is offering you AAA tanzanite? I'm telling you, we're not taking a penny off this. Not a penny. This is a steal. You know, and I know. I did a tanzanite show last week. We had a really good conversation on tanzanite, and we had one of our collectors who lives across the United States, and she was talking about her collection. She's a real investor in tanzanite. She's got over 650 carats. How many carats have you got? You know what she said? She said, look, over in the States, the biggest tanzanite market in the world, you're looking at about 4 times the price for something like this. That's the biggest tanzanite in the market in the world. And the reality is, that's the real market. Pop the Gemporia bubble, take yourself out of Gemporia. You do not get this kind of value anywhere else on the planet. It's an amazing opportunity. Luke, I'm going to put a minute clock on. I'm going to put a minute clock on this one. Because if it's stock, I'll gladly put this one back in the vault. And I'm okay with it. Because, look, if you've got to check out in the next minute or so. Sorry, I'll say that again for me. 49 of you with it in your basket. What is going... It's a huge tanzanite. I'm not... Look, you and I know this is a great deal. We have to. We're not... At this kind of point, we're not even thinking about replacement value. Look at this blue. If you want to get a purple tanzanite that's cut to maximise carat weight, $4.99, fine. Maybe that's a great deal. But for the true blue that you're getting in this one, that's what marks this out. If you want the best of the best, if you want the reassurance on knowing you've got one of the finest tanzanites ever faceted, this is the value for you. This is the opportunity for you. And you can do it, but you've got about 10 seconds to put yourself in the driving seat. I'm going to wish you the very, very best of luck. Huge congratulations. Those of you, the discerning few, huge congratulations. Now, it is time in 3 minutes for your deal of the day, but I don't even want to call it a deal of the day, if I'm being really honest with you. Because what we're really talking about right now is we're talking about the trend forecast for 2026, next year. What we're really talking about is a class, is a category of diamonds in my 16 years of being your gem investor. Having gone to the Antwerp Diamond Bourse, the New York Diamond Bourse, the London Diamond Bourse, and more recently, the Surat diamond bourse, also known as the Bharat diamond bourse, the BDB. Having had access to some of the most exclusive vaults in the world, I have never come across a parcel of diamonds like this before. I remember, those who've been watching many years remember Jonathan Whitney. And he used to talk about Argyle diamonds, the champagne hues. And he used to talk about how the champagnes from there would sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes have a secondary pink hue. Sorry, it's quite emotional for me, really. That was caused by, if we want to be technical about it, elastic distortion at the atomic level when the diamond was forming. It's only known to happen in Argyle diamonds. It's only known to happen in Argyle diamonds. So imagine my surprise, imagine my shock when a parcel of diamonds, African diamonds, beautiful diamonds, champagne diamonds, crossed my desk, and I'm looking at them and going, something's different about these, but I can't put my finger on it. And as I'm studying them under a loupe, that's when I realised they've got a champagne body colour, but unlike all the Cape champagnes or any other champagnes I can think of, which have a secondary colour, a key colour, which is golden, these had a secondary pink. Take a look at what I'm talking about. You still see the champagnes that you know and you love, but can you see a very secondary hint of pink? There it is. It's extraordinary. And this will be the first time I've ever had cause to bring you. I've got one collection. That's it. I say collection. One ring. One ring of rose champagne diamonds. We're just going to have 15 more seconds to appreciate this. I'm going to open our phone lines and I'll tell you the full story of how this comes to be. Just beautiful. What a treasure, what a rarity. Okay, we're going to open our phone lines right now for you. You can start to acquire. I want to be absolutely clear on what we're getting here. They are champagne. The body colour is not a pink colour. It's not a pink diamond. They are unequivocally a champagne diamond. In fact, they are, as I graded them against the Argyle Champagne scale developed by Rio Tinto, I found them to be C5 to C7 on the scale. It's the secondary colour though. It's the nuance the secondary colour offers that marks these out as the most extraordinary acquisition that I want to recommend to you. Now, I've talked quite a lot about Argyle, and obviously Argyle Mine has closed. It closed in 2020, 5 years ago, and many, many predictions have come to pass. Price rises, depletion of natural diamonds in the industry, dare I say it, a lot of the disruption around the factory-formed fakes, partly as a result of Argyle closing and the diamond prices increasing. It's been a traumatic time since the closure of Argyle. I'm not going to use up your time telling you about the closure of that mine. If it's new to you, my apologies for that. Please go and do your research. It's the most extraordinary diamond story. But the fact is, the market has changed irreversibly since the closure of the Argyle diamond mine. That's just the fact of it. And if there were any jeweler who knows more about the Argyle diamond mine, about the Argyle diamond product, about the future of, therefore, brown diamonds in the market, if there's anyone who knows more about this than anyone else, it is the Levion Design House. Here they are. I mean, they literally, even 5 years after, I took this photo, by the way, at the trade show. 5 years after the closure of Argyle, they're still branding their whole booth chocolate diamonds. They're still branding the whole booth chocolate diamonds. That's how invested they are in the brown diamond space and how knowledgeable they are in the brown diamond space. And here's the funny thing about Argyle diamonds, right? So when I say Argyle diamonds, what do you think of? Brown diamonds. They became synonymous with it. The funny thing is, fewer than 5% of the diamonds from the Argyle mine, fewer than 5%, would fit on the C1 to C7 grading scale. Fewer than 5%. So although we all think of them like that, those people at the time, they knew. Now, that's myth one. Myth two, I want to bust. Because I'm not talking about the closure of the Argyle mine, but when the Argyle mine did close, everyone went, right, there's lots of money to be made here. Because just the idea of selling a champagne diamond from Australia after that, everyone wanted one. So you start to have this situation develop where, you know, there's a diamond here. I've put down here the grading scale. This is the Rio Tinto grading scale they developed for Argyle diamonds, okay? C1 to C7 for measuring champagne diamonds. And you've got this diamond here that's being marketed as, look, Australian, authentic Australian champagne diamond, C1 colour. Okay. I got to get this off my chest, right? That's what a C1 graded diamond looks like, down here. That's C1. What's that? Because it ain't the same as that. We'll bring it full screen. I want you to judge this. It's not even on the scale. I'll tell you what that is. It's a dirty white diamond. Let's call a spade a spade. It's beautifully cut. It's great clarity. Why have we got to pretend it's champagne when it's not? I'll tell you why. And in fact, I won't tell you why. I'll let Eddie Levian, the king of chocolate diamonds, tell you why. He says, look, Argyle mine closed during the pandemic, making chocolate. Now, I just need to be absolutely clear. Chocolate diamonds are Eddie Levian's brand. I'm not saying we're selling chocolate diamonds. They're all the same thing. We're talking about brown diamonds here between C3 and C7. C4 and C7 on the grading scale. Argyle closed during the pandemic, making champagne diamonds 1,000,000 times rarer than whites. Eddie Levian is the patriarch, the head of one of the world's leading jewellery houses. Arguably the leading fancy diamond retailer on the planet. If anyone knows, he knows. Making champagne diamonds 1,000,000 times rarer than whites. And he says, look, today, collectors who joined our revolution in the early days are the winners. They're the true winners. How many champagne diamonds do you have in your jewelry box? That collection makes you a winner. That's what he's talking about. And here's what he's talking about, because I went and did all the stats, okay? I did the research using data provided by Rappaport. Rappaport are the industry leaders for authority in the diamond world. When I talk about people saying how much I have to pay for diamonds, Rappaport are the people who tell me. And they change the price every 2 weeks. Okay? That's the whole reason for being. I put together all their data between 2019 and 2023, which was the last year I could get official data for. 2019 and 2023, champagne diamond production fell by 85%. Let that soak in. Champagne diamond production fell by 85%. I asked you a moment ago, how many champagne diamonds do you have in your collection? Because they have become, in the last 4 or 5 years, not twice, not 3 times, 7 times rarer. That's the facts. That's the reality of the jewellery you as a collector, you as a winner, have acquired. And everyone is having to react, to respond, to adapt to this new reality. So there was a really interesting collaboration between Levion, the Jewel House, and Rappaport. And Eddie Levion said this. He put it this way. He said, look, we're at the stage where we have 5 million Americans, many more around the world, who collect chocolate. Remember, that's just his name for champagne. Champagne diamonds. They collect them. They want them. But they've just become 7 times rarer. He says, we're now having to graduate those who can into higher value pieces because they can't do the volume that they used to. They've got 7 times rarer, for goodness sake. Production has fallen by 85%. He literally says, these pieces cannot be produced in those same scales. So the ability to make pieces, help people graduate, is a challenging thing. In other words, I've got to ask people to pay more for the same diamonds. And it's a, quote, challenging thing. What I want to share with you, I promised you to update you on the trends this year, didn't I? Promised to update you on the trends. Can I show you this ring? Because at a time when no one is making classic champagne band jewellery, this is one of the most wearable styles we've ever put together. I love her. She's absolutely beautiful. She is a staple of your jewellery box. Well done, Judy. Well done, Jani. Beautiful name. Well done, Vale in Glamorgan. Well done, Louise. Well done, Sue. It's Sue's first ever purchase. Sue, what an acquisition for your first ever purchase. Beautiful ring. Now, I want to show you this stacked up because Leslie's buying 2. I've got Vale of Glamorgan buying 2. I've got Gail buying 1. I've got Ian. Let me tell you right now, I think by the time we end our auction, you might want to stack. There's my hint. Because I need to let you know what's happening in the trend of the jewellery world. Okay? I've got for you every issue for the last 5 years from Eddie Levion's Red Carpet Review. Patricia, well done. Patricia's just bought 2. For the last 5 years, here is the Red Carpet Review produced by Eddie Levion. Have a look. I went into each issue. Every single one has featured a chocolate diamond collection. Every single one. And you can see the theme is using as much... I mean, this is the very diamond that defined the Levian jewel house, isn't it? It's quite literally their specialty. It's their point of difference. I love it. I love this beautiful net collarette of fantastic brown diamonds. Love these clusters, these inverse clusters, featuring huge amounts of brown diamonds. Again, over here, wonderful, wonderful collections. I love them. They're beautiful. Michael, hang on a second, Jake, that's not your jewellery. Why are you so complimentary to it? Because it's beautiful jewellery, and I love beautiful jewellery. But there's a clear theme. Quite predictably, you might go, this isn't an insight, Jake. Levian use a lot of brown diamonds. Right? That's not the insight. I've got for you, and I'm revealing for you the first time here on this program, the 2026 trend forecast. Fresh from the JCK show held just weeks ago. This, the whole industry listens to this. This is Eddie Levian putting a marker down in the sand saying, here is going to be the trend for next year. By the way, JTK is sold out. I need to let you know that. Are you ready to witness the 2026 chocolate, Reed Brown, Reed Champagne, diamond collection? Here it is. Oh, Luke's been cheeky there. Luke's actually showed you our diamond band. And I think he's right. I think he's right. But what I actually want to show you... What I want to show you is Eddie Levian's view first. Here it is. Indulgence. Again, I'm going to say this. Beautiful, beautiful jewellery. But what do you notice? What do you notice? Can I tell you what I notice? For the first time in 5 years, Eddie Levian's chocolate diamond designs, Eddie Levian's brown diamond headline, barely uses any brown diamonds. In fact, it uses only a few before it ombres into the main white diamond space. And the reason for that is obvious. Even the king of champagne diamonds, even the king of coloured diamonds, and I love the Levian brand, and that's what they are, even they are running out in a post-Argyle world of fancy brown diamonds. Because these have become, and I quote, these highlights of colour right here have become 1 million times rarer than the whites. This is why I'm so proud to share with you. It might be our final one. It may be the last time we do it, because when the king of the champagne category, when the king of champagne diamonds himself bows out of making them, it might be our final eternity band of diamonds. But have a look, because end to end on the finger, a wall of uninterrupted champagnes here. Aren't these beautiful? Do you want to know what the real warning siren is in the gem world? Do you want to know what the real warning siren is? I've not even got there yet. Mel, in a world where Eddie Levian can't get brown diamonds anymore, in a world where he can't offer the champagnes, or as he calls them, chocolates, what's he going to do? He's making the same designs, but he has just unveiled, as he calls it, his chocolate quartz collection. You and I know it as smoky quartz. You and I know it as smoky quartz. But in a world where you can't get a champagne diamond for love nor money, even if your name is Eddie Levian, you have to move. I said it before. You have to adapt. And if you ever wanted a warning siren, if you ever wanted a warning bell, you know when you go into the post office and the bell rings, you ever wanted one of those that tells you champagne diamonds are disappearing? This is your air raid siren. It is going off like you're living through the Blitz telling you there's no more champagne diamonds. It cannot become more urgent than this right here. Now, Mel, a lot of you have already collected out. Most of you are buying 2 because I told you should stack. Patricia's gone and bought 3. Do not worry. Mel, I want to provide some reassurance if I can. I want to provide you some reassurance at home. Mel, first crash on this. First crash. £499. I am starting under £500 because I want to reassure Gail, who's bought 2 of these. Leslie's got 2 of these in California. Ian's gone and got 2 of these. Glamorgan's got 2 of these. Look, this is one of those. I don't mind you buying 1. If you want to stack this look, you absolutely can. It's going to be one of those auctions for you. You have got an end-to-end, and we'll show it you on the figure one more time. The problem is I don't have enough of these because you look at this, you go, oh, well, hang on, you got 60 rings, Jake. Yeah, okay, it only needs 20 people to want to do this look like Patricia did, and we've sold out. It's a deal of the day. It's not lasting a day. It's not even going to last the hour. Look at those. So this is what's happening in the... That's why this look is... Even Eddie Levian, who should be the guy, he should be the person you can go to. You want to get a champagne diamond band, go to the king of colour himself. Even he will tell you this. Yeah, I can get you a champagne band. Of course I can. Do you mind if it's just champagne diamonds on the edges? Can we stick a load of whites in the middle? Because I don't want to use up all my champagne. In fact, I'm going to run out of my champagne. In fact, the whole jewellery world really should stop making designs just like this one. That's why you won't see them anymore. Now I need to address why this is called Rosé Champagne Diamonds. I've brought you pink diamonds before. I want to be abundantly clear, this is not they. I've brought you brown diamonds, classic champagnes. And this is where it gets different. Because I was studying these. And I need to tell you, these are not they. Classic champagne diamonds have a yellow secondary tone. You start with a brown and it drifts in your key colour. That's the colour of the brilliance. You know, you get the sparkle. It's that colour. That's a golden hue. That's not what I've got here because I found these secondary hue was a rosé tone. And then I had to do a lot of research because I couldn't quite understand it. And I'm going to be really honest with you. All of my graduate gemology training didn't prepare me for this. And the reason for that is because it only very rarely occurs. In fact, the only time I've ever known about it was when I was looking to invest in some Argyle diamonds personally, not professionally, personally invest in them. And Jonathan Whitney prepared a lot for me. And he said, the difference with these over everything else you've ever seen is the secondary hue is pink. And that lends you this almost peachy orange secondary colour rather than a golden yellow. And he explained to me it's because the diamonds themselves, as they're forming in our mantle, elastic forces twisted the atoms a little bit. Still durable, beautiful durable diamonds, just twisted the atoms a little bit. And that's about as far as we can explain, because it's even not fully understood today. Immediately, when I saw these, my mind went back to that. But the difficulty is, these are not Argyle diamonds. But they are, and this is the first time I think I've ever had a reason to talk about this here on the show. Have a look at this. A very rare, technically speaking, fancy brown pink diamonds. And I'm hoping that this can help you understand. I'm hoping this can help you see, without the benefit of years and years of gemological training, that difference. In the bottom left, you've got a pink diamond. These are not they. In the bottom right, you've got your classic brown diamond. In the middle, you can see what we're talking about here. The first time I've ever had reason, really, to talk to you about a fancy brown pink diamond. Mel, my next crash, Mel, is going to be straight after we show you how to get involved.
You may be wondering how the auctions work at Gemporia. Well, here's a quick overview of how to play. During our reverse auctions, we'll keep dropping the price on screen, and as viewers call in or bid online, that limited quantity available decreases too. No matter when you enter the auction, everyone pays the final low price, and you'll only pay one delivery charge on all items you buy in the same day. We always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk when buying for the first time or any time. So call or bid online today and expand your jewellery collection with genuine precious gemstones.
Mel, £399. Now, I'm not stopping here. You might go, hang on, so why are we stopping it even for a minute then, Jake? Why? What I have planned, I need to stagger my phone lines. What I've got up my sleeve, I don't have enough operators in the contact center for. Look at this look, stacked up. Beautiful, at a time when champagne diamonds are quite literally disappearing from the modern jewellery world. We're bringing you more diamonds than ever before. Because unlike Eddie Levy, and I'm not trying to think of Trend 2026, Trend 2027, if I abruptly stop bringing you champagne diamonds next month, so be it. Jake, this ring is amazing. That should be the price. This is from Lauren, a genuine collector, one of your peers, one of your colleagues. That should be the price. I wouldn't. Can we see it one more time, please? That would be the price. It's a quarter of a carat. This ring is amazing. That should be the price. I wouldn't expect it any lower. It's a great value. Wonderful clarity to these champagnes. You see the oranges coming through. That combination of pink and champagne marrying. Mel, I'm ready to load in my next crash. because despite what Lauren says, I am going again. Those of you who've multi-bought will be very, very pleased indeed. For £1/4 of a carat, Mel, £299. Look at the oranges. Now look, I tried to find you a band ring from Levian. Just give me the most classic, the most timeless, the most sensational look that'll never go out of fashion. I can't find one. Unfortunately, in the 2026 collection, everything is ombre. Everything is about trying to make the champagne diamonds, the few that are still in the collection, how do we make them go further? Everything actually is the opposite of this piece of jewellery, where we say end to end, beautiful hue. And you're seeing those peaches, you're seeing those pinks. I know you are. In fact, I've had a few messages come through on those beautiful descriptions. I'm calling it rosé champagne because it's just so different, and the gemological world hasn't got a face for it. But Mel, did you? This is from Zajani, beautiful name. And by the way, I see your collection, Zajani. I see your collection. It's the Pad Prasha of champagne colours. What a beautiful description. Have a look at this. I've had this one as well come through. This is from Mary Beth in Wisconsin. So I know you're seeing those rosés. I know you're seeing them. These diamonds look like Galilean morganite on fire. Wow. They really are, aren't they, Mary Beth? They really are. Now, let me show. I want to show you all the different ways you can get involved in. Because, by the way, I'm still not done. I'm going to show you how to get on the web and the app because the telephone lines I just don't think are fast enough. I'm still not done. You're going, hang on a second. How? How are we still not done? Everything I've said. The reduction in production of 85%. The king of colour himself, Eddie Levian, he can't bring you a full band. This rosé champagne, which is so rare, the elastic distortion of the atoms themselves, one of the most least understood phenomena in diamond history, and we're still not done. Look. Here's some of the ways to get involved. I'd be doing it in the break. I've got the mother of all crashes coming up straight after this. Mel? $100. Weren't expecting that, were you? 100 and £149.99. Mel, £149 for a quarter of a carat of these extraordinarily special rosé champagne diamonds. And this is why I said if you can stack, do stack. We are getting this home to you for under £75 on split pay. We are rolling diamond prices back years and years and years, and I know I've gone too far because the phone lines have just exploded. Welcome Elaine, welcome Collector, welcome Annette, welcome Anne as well. Look, you're going to have to be quick. I need to show you how many people are involved in this one because there's just been an eruption. I'm trying to work out which side do I begin on. Let's go with... let's go over here. We're going to start over here, right? Okay. Right at the top here, Mary Beth, who gave us that beautiful description of the... Sorry, it's just gone down because more collectors have had to... Look, you're going to have to be quick to get your name on this, right? Okay. There we go. Mary Beth in Wisconsin. Look how quickly it's moving. These diamonds look like Galilea Morganite on fire. Let's have a look at the ring and you'll see exactly... Look, it keeps moving down because this is what Mary Beth's talking about. I mean, they are stunning, aren't they? Rose champagne diamonds. We just had Lauren. Lauren's messaged in. So Lauren said, can we show, if you're just tuning in, Lauren messaged us at £400, yeah? Can we show that one, Mel? Lauren messaged us. Here we go, here it is. Lauren said, Jake, this ring is amazing. That should be the price, £400. That should be the price. I wouldn't expect it any lower. Lauren's just messaged back in right now. And here's what Lauren had to say. And she said, here it is. That price is way too low, Jake. Look, I know it is. I'm not saying this is a £150 ring. I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now, the deal is there. This ring... £600 and in my view £600. That's where I'm saying it's a £600 piece of jewellery. Look, I've got I've got to do some housekeeping. Mel said, come on Jake, sizes. Size L to M is still available. Size N to O is still available. There is a chance. Shani in Queensland, I see you there. Shani gave us the most beautiful. I'm gonna. Mel's going, hang on, Jake. What you got? A jewellery store? I don't mind. Look, let me show you. Shani came up with the most beautiful description of these diamonds. She talked about these diamonds as being the pad Paracha of the diamond world. Let's show you that message if we can. Shani's fallen absolutely in love with these. You're going to have to be quick though if you want to join in this auction because we are racing. It's the pad Paracha of champagne diamonds. They really aren't they? We're welcoming Sue for the first time ever. Sue, it's wonderful. Welcome to our crazy family. Look, I don't take myself very seriously, but we do take our jewellery seriously. We take our value seriously. You've got a quarter of a carat of natural. Don't mention those lab growns to me. You'll never... The moment lab growns come here, I'm gone. Factory made fakes, get out the door. We're talking natural diamonds, a quarter of a carat, rare fancies at under £150, under £75 on split pay. It's amazing value for money. Tracy's just done it. Carol's done it. Deborah's done it. Paul has done this in London. Well done. Look, if you want to join this list of collectors, I've got a N to O. I've got an L to M. Oh, hang on. Have I? I don't know. I might have an N to O. I might have a P to Q. You're going to have to talk to the contact centre. And you're going to have to do it very quickly as well. Okay, Mel's just told me, Jake, the issue I've got is I've got 100 people with it in their web basket. I've got 2 chances. When do we call sold out? When do we call it? Do we wait till the 2 have been allocated? Or do we just say there's 2 divided by 100? It's going to sell out. Mel, I'm actually in agreement with you. I'm going to leave the last 2 chances there. I'm going to wish you the best of luck on a deal that just runs completely counter to what the rest of the jewellery world is doing. Huge congratulations. I love it. I just want to love it a little bit more if I can. Just beautiful. Those rosé tones. It's the secondary tone. I can't wait for you to get it home. Just beautiful. I have got some final deals I'm going to bring you because the show isn't yet over, including some closeout deals on some beautiful Madagascar ruby. I'm also going to tell you a little secret not many people know about what's happening in Madagascar. All coming up straight after this.
Download or update the Gemporia Jewellery Auctions app today on your smartphone or tablet. All 4 Gemporia apps have been combined into one incredible Gemporia experience. You can watch live auctions on Gemporia and Gem Collector, as well as browse recently played items and pre-orders. You can also now keep track of your personal collection within the app, with the ability to see authenticity cards and record reviews about the Gemporia jewellery you own. Finally, check your ring size from within the app, so you're always sure which size to order for your next Gemporia purchase. All this and much more in the Gemporia Jewellery Auctions app, available on iPhone, iPad and Android devices.
You may be wondering how the auctions work at Gemporia. Well, here's a quick overview of how to play. During our reverse auctions, we'll keep dropping the price on screen, and as viewers call in or bid online, that limited quantity available decreases too. No matter when you enter the auction, everyone pays the final low price, and you'll only pay one delivery charge on all items you buy in the same day. We always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is absolutely no risk when buying for the first time or any time. So call or bid online today and expand your jewellery collection with genuine precious gemstones.
Welcome back to Gemporia. My name's Jake Thompson. Thank you so much for tuning in over the last just over 3.5 hours with me. I appreciate I'm not as professional as the lovely Adina, but what I do hope to bring is gemstone knowledge, because I've been the gem investor for the last 16 years here at the partnership. What I want to bring you next, if I'm honest, I put this in the show because there's something no one in the industry is talking about, and I want to talk about it. I want to make you more informed than anyone else in the trade. Huge congratulations, by the way, every single collector who acquired the deal of the day. I believe we've got 2 of those remaining, one in P2Q, one in an Alta M. Well done, those of you who have done that. I want to talk about Ruby. I want to talk about where Ruby comes from. I want to talk about what makes a good ruby, and I want to talk about why actually a ruby we all take for granted is disappearing, and no one is talking about it. No one's talking about it. Have a look, please. I want you to, in fact, before I show you this, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye the perfect ruby. If it helps, close your eyes. I want you to, sorry, I'm licking my lips because when I think pigeon blood, I get like, our colour memory is terrible. As people, colour memory is terrible. So one of the things I've had to train myself as a gem hunter is colour memory through taste, because taste memory is very good. You ever had that thing when you walk in a room and you smell something cooking, you go, oh, and it transforms you back to whenever you first smelt it? Taste memory, our olfactory senses are sensational. Our colour memory is awful. So for me as a gem hunter, if I'm trying to think of pigeon blood ruby, I have to tie it back to a taste. In my case, salt. So whenever I saw pigeon blood ruby when I was early doors training, I used to put salt on my tongue to try and go, right, pigeon blood, salt, pigeon blood, salt, pigeon blood, salt. That's how I train. So when I close my eyes and I imagine the most perfect ruby, I literally lick my lips. The colour is extraordinary. What else do I want from a ruby? Glow. Glow. It's there. It's probably more important than in emeralds. At the very top end, not all rubies are going to have this. I know they're not. I brought you some rubies earlier. They didn't have this. Very fine crystal. Very fine crystal structure. I want good diaphaneity, good clarity in there. When I think of the finest Art Deco ruby in the world, can I share you what I think? Have a look. Have a look at this. It looks and feels like the ruby of our dreams, doesn't it? Look at the way the colour moves. Do you want the amazing news? I've got a suite of it. I've got a ring. I've got a pair of earrings. I'll show you them. And I've even got a pendant. Here's the earrings. Let me show you the pendant. Now, I'm not going to open anything for pre-order until 60 seconds time. This is a ruby from the Gem-rich Isle of Madagascar, and in 60 seconds time I'm going to tell you why rubies from Madagascar are going to disappear from the market, and no one's talking about it. But before we talk about why this ruby is so extraordinary, I just want to remember when we first encountered rubies, maybe in a child's textbook. This is what they look like. This was the idea of ruby we fell in love with before we ever dreamed of owning a ruby. This was the ruby we told ourselves before we found Gemporia we will never be able to buy. Tonight we're going to change that together, me and you. Mel, I'm going to allow you to open pre-orders on the earrings and the pendant. I'm going to kick off with the ring. Madagascan ruby. Let me address a few things head on. First of all, people get really shy about talking about this, and I just do not understand why. It literally makes no sense to me. Fissure filling. It's one of the greatest things that's happened, innovations in the jewelry industry, because this ruby, look at the red, because the red is where the value is. That is a natural red. It's beautiful, stunning red. That's 100% natural. Fissure filling does nothing to affect that. What fissure filling does is very poorly understood, because a lot of people think, oh, well, fissure filling means the ruby's mostly glass. No, look, I've got the whole of the underside. If the ruby mostly glass, I would not dare show you that view. Let me show you what fissure filling does. Right. See on the surface, you've got a couple of tight. Oh, wow, look at the luster. Oh, wow. What fissure filling does is you seal up the tiny, almost atomic level. Let me try and show you them. See the tiny fissures there? You fill them with a flux that's got the same refractive index as the ruby. And what that allows you to do, look at that surface, it's beautiful. what that allows you to do is the light to travel unimpeded. It allows the reds to come out. Now let me tell you something. Can I get a latest copy of the Gem Guide, please? Because if it weren't for that, this ruby would be, by my own approximate guess, tens of thousands. Mel, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what it would not be. £600. I think it's a blessing because it allows me to acquire a ruby like this. In fact, it allows you to acquire a ruby like this. Now I need to let you know the bad news about what's happening in the ruby world. A little over 6 months ago, the Madagascan government legislated to ban the rough of the ruby from Madagascar. They said, nope, we're not sending our rough to Thailand anymore. If you want Madagascan ruby, it's got to be cut in Madagascar. Okay, big decision. If you want to get a ruby like this kind of quality, the dream ruby, remember the ruby that we fell in love with the idea of, then I've got to get it cut in Madagascar. Okay, well, how do I go about that then? Well, there's the problem. There is no cutting in Madagascar. Mel, next price please, £449. This smoulders. It smoulders and it stuns. I'm absolutely lost in this emerald. It's one of the most... I know we've bought bigger. I know we have. But it's not about that. It's going to be one of the most perfect emeralds, emerald cut rubies I've ever witnessed. Now I started this auction at £600. Let me advise you, if this weren't enhanced, if this were a completely unenhanced ruby, you would be looking at around $6,500 to $8,000 per carat. $6,500 to $8,000 per carat. You'd be looking at a $10,000 gemstone. I love Fisher filling. Mel, I'm going to do one price and one price only on this. At home, are you ready for this? For one of the most picture perfect rubies we have. Mel? Straight down, please. With 10 minutes left on the show, and with 2 more auctions to bring, £149. I know I should be higher. You know I should be higher. Look at nothing has changed about this ruby, okay? Nothing has changed. Look at the saturation. This color is all natural. It heralds from Madagascar, where the Madagascan government have banned the export of the rough, which means that this affordable ruby, this chance to get this is, we are still talking about a gem crystallizing our beautiful product. We're talking about a rare grade thereof. This is an extraordinary chance to acquire a Madagascan ruby. One of the I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I've seen bigger, I've bought bigger, but in terms of quality, this is the finest ruby from Madagascar I have ever sourced. Huge well done if you're getting this. I'm going to say it right now. This is my dream. I close my eyes. This is the kind of ruby I dream about. It's absolutely, you've got everything. You've got the saffrons. You've got those beautiful purples. But my goodness me, you've got those pigeon bloods in the palette. And that is so rare. I never... When was the last time I've been on a ruby show and I've talked about pigeon blood? I don't do it. Because it has to be certified. The colours you've got here, though, you've got every red going. Look, I've only got size Ento available. Are you really going to let ring size get in the way of you owning this ruby? Talk to our contact. We can resize this. There's plenty of gold in this band. We can resize this, no problem at all. But this is the kind of ruby you close your eyes and you absolutely dream of. I can't wait for you to get this home. Genuinely, you're going to get this home and you are going to go, hang on, have I just robbed someone? Have I taken part in a crime? £149. It's an absolute steal. Sorry, I'm taking that away just because I love it so much. Mel, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Mel. I'm going to leave that last one there. Mel, I've got the earrings here. Not one, two. I kind of feel like we should be pricing this per ear at this point. Shouldn't we? Can we do that? Mel, straight in. Let's bring graphics straight in here on these. The matching earrings. You're going to have to be quick to get hold of these ones. I haven't got many of them. Beautiful colours. Mel, first crash, please. £500 on the nose. Tell you what, Mel, I'm going to give everyone 30-second chance. I just haven't got the time. I wish I had more. Look at the colours. Beautiful. I wish I had more time to talk about these. I'm so sorry that I don't. My poor timekeeping there. Here they are on the stand. You can wear them one of two ways. You can wear them east to west like I've got displayed on one side. I would wear them top down personally. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tighten that up there. There you go. Look at the saturation. It's a beautiful saturation of colour. Of course, you're not paying £500, but I don't think you're going to quite believe where we do go. Mel, can you load in for me? I need to let you know I'm not even stopping at 149. £129 for you today. £129. Just add them to your order, isn't it, at that point? Beautiful reds, top ruby. I don't mind sharing with you, if I had 5 minutes more, you'd be looking at £149. I'm pricing these to sell out in 60 seconds right now. In fact, Luke, do you want to pop that 60-second clock on? We're going to give you 60 seconds at £129. Well done, Joanne. Well done, Patricia. Well done, Leslie. Well done, Judy. Susan, I can see you there. Jennifer, I can see you there. If you added the ring, add these to your order, because I don't think this is a gemstone. And it's not me. Look, I'm not saying they're not going to mine it anymore. I want to be very clear with you. They will be mining this material for quite some time to come. But the Madagascan government have said, look, no, we're not selling the rough to Thailand anymore. We're going to cut this in Madagascar. But nobody knows how to cut in Madagascar. So these beautiful reds that you see unlocked by those wonderful step cuts, it could be years before the Madagascan cutting industry figures out how to cut this cut properly to the standards it's taken the Thais centuries to perfect. Absolutely beautiful. We might be in for a few years of poor quality cutting, or I'd probably rather just say, no, thank you, I'm good, I don't need any rubies right now. What an opportunity for those of you acquiring it right now, though. Huge well done. Diane, I can see you there, right at the last. Right, I'm going to leave those last ones there. Mel, have I got time for my pendant? We're going to make time. Right, okay, phone line straight open for this one. Mel, I'm going to warn you, we're going back up in carat weight here. It's huge size in carat weight. Mel, first crash, please. £399. Tomorrow is July. I'll just remind you, here is the matching ring. Those who got the ring, you're going to want to add the pendant because we're going under £100. Luke, 30-second clock on for me. We are going under £100 in 30 seconds. This is the ring. I've got a couple of those, but here is the matching pendant that we're auctioning right now. I love this one. It's been a long time since we've seen it of this grade. I absolutely love it. I'll tell you what, Mel, got 2 minutes. We're not even doing 99.99. When I say under 100, I do not mean 99.99. That's a penny off. That's not under 100. It is 100. Mel, 89.99. Straight down, please. Huge congratulations, everyone getting involved in this one. Look, I've got less than 2 minutes to go. This is an absolute steal. I mean, you don't need me to tell you this is not a £90 pendant, do you? You don't. I mean, look at the colour. Look at the colour. Look at the saturation. It's a ruby. I mean, it's not garnet. It's a ruby. It's incredible. $89.99 is an absolute steal to get this kind of grade. I'm going to talk about anything but the ruby. Look, I'm not talking about the ruby anymore. So everyone here at the partnership has been going on about bags. Look, I'm not going to pretend I'm a bag guy. I'm not a bag guy. I don't really understand bags. But lots of people who do understand bags here at Gemporia keep talking about this bag, saying how amazing it is. And I do really like the print, but I can't pretend. Look, I don't really understand fashion. So apparently everyone who does understand fashion is saying that these are amazing. You've got to tune in. Mel, remind me when these are on? 9 p.m. And if blue's not your colour, don't worry, because come with me a second. They also made a green one. There's a green one as well. How lovely is that? 9 p.m. tomorrow. Those who understand fashion, there you go, there's my very masculine mug over there. Those who do understand fashion say that these are very, very well made. So thank you so much. I've enjoyed every minute with you. I will see you at some point this week. If not, Mel, I don't know if you know this yet, you and I are reunited next week. I will see. I'm going to be doing next Wednesday and Thursday, so I will see you then. Thank you so much for joining me over the evening. Thank you to our wonderful team throughout the evening, including in our contact centre, and I will see you very, very soon.